All right, today's question comes from Debbie in Oklahoma. Debbie writes, my husband and I are a blended family. His kids live with their mother, and it's been a long, difficult road with them. They both dropped out of college, and one is currently not speaking to us. The other has voluntarily limited her work hours, so she's still struggling financially and doesn't get benefits. Years ago, we set a number in our budget for them, since I received child support for my son that I used exclusively for him. While I'm not against helping them from time to time, I feel like we've passed the time where we need to be regularly budgeting money for grown-ups who don't live with us, especially if they are not in our lives at all. What are your thoughts on this? Yeah, I'd cut this off today.
Completely agree.
Totally, we're done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Number one, I don't give money to people who don't speak to me.
Right.
I mean, just kiss my butt. That's ridiculous. That does not buy you anything. It does not cause anything good to happen. It's just a sign of complete enabling.
Yeah.
Dad's guilt over the
guilt,
former
guilt money
over whatever happened that caused the divorce. He's still playing Disney dad, and they're 27.
Yep.
And that's just BS.
It's hurting them.
Well, it is. The whole situation. Everybody's just allowed them to continue. They're stunted back when the divorce happened, and they're still living emotionally at about that age.
Yep.
And because no one, especially their mother, his ex, is pushing any buttons. And so, yeah, I mean, I would just say, listen, I love you. If you're hungry, come over. You can have dinner anytime. Just holler at us ahead of time. If we got something on the stove, we'll share it with you. We'll never let you be hungry. And but we're not giving able-bodied adults money. Go get a job.
What do you think about this, Dave? I don't like the idea of – I don't have adult kids yet. I don't like the idea of giving money to adult kids just as a part of a budget.
No.
If adult kid comes and says, hey, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to go to med school, maybe for tuition or for – but just –
No. Your adult kids do not need to be on an allowance.
It's an allowance, yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's the definition of adult.
Yeah.
You're on your own, puppy. So, I mean, it's
I don't like
old hard school dad, you're 18 years old, you're either in college or you get a job and you leave.
That's right.
I mean, one of the two. And by the way, if you're in college, you probably ought to leave. So,
you're going to leave.
That's hardcore. I mean, but there's something developmentally. I've read several articles, and you probably know 1,000 times more about this than I do, we've got a group of people that, not all of them, not the entire generation, sure, but too large a percentage of a generation who their emotional evolution, their emotional growth was stunted by living in mom's basement.
And I actually think it goes one generation before that. We have a group of adults who are using kids to prop themselves up. And they've created this, right? Like, I need my kid. That's where I get my validation. I didn't get it from my marriage. I didn't get it from work. I didn't get it from society. I got it from my kid. And here you are. You blink and you look up, and they're 25 years old, and you're still sending them an allowance.
Yeah, because there is pain as a parent when they leave.
Yeah.
Because you're no longer it's part of your identity.
That's it. When your kids become your identity, when their success becomes a validation of you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's healthy that I'm a dad of these are my children.
That's right.
And then when they're still your children, but they're, quote, grown children,
which
is
success
an oxymoron.
Becomes your yeah. When their performance on the t-ball field becomes your validation.
Oh, well, that's
right?
always been a problem.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about there's a natural tearing that the parent also experiences when the kid moves out and becomes an adult.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, God.
And you've experienced how much easier would it be if I could just throw $500 and they'd stay another month, and then maybe another month, and then you know what I mean.
And but yeah, it's giving a drunk a drink ultimately. Although they're not drinking, they're just emotionally immature.
Right.
They have not evolved.
And now they don't know how to receive.
So they're 27 years old and they're operating on about a 17-year-old emotional level. Is that right? You've seen that data?
Oh gosh, it's just tough to take feedback from a boss who says, "I want this report done differently," or the first time you have a fight with the person you're dating, it's all over, and it's what I mean. There's none of that emotional resilience.
Yeah, and maturity.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happens here. So yeah, you need to cut them off. It'll be good for them, is what we're saying.
Yes.
Now, but now, let me change that just a second because I made a mistake. I said you need to cut them off. Your husband needs to cut his kids off. You don't need to say a stinking word.
Right.
Because you'll be the Wicked Witch of the West. my father married this woman, and after that, they never helped us anymore. No, that's you may get the blame whether you do it or not, but you need to stay way back from this and push him out into the light.
He needs to be a grown-up.
Push him out onto the stage, and he stumbles out there and makes the speech. Yeah, and you just stand back in the wings and give him a thumbs up.